Right now at noon, authorities in McDonald County, Missouri investigate a shooting incident at a home.
After our morning round of showers and thunderstorms, the sun's coming out, things are drying up, and it's getting hot and muggy. We're going to take a look at your forecast coming up.
And we learn about a scheduled meeting to help tackle the homeless population in Pittsburgh.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
McDonald County, Missouri authorities investigated a home shooting. This is KOAM News at Noon. I'm Amber Jenkins. It happened on Wednesday around 9:30 near Buffalo Creek in the Beeman Hollow area. Authorities say 2 family members returned to their home to find a man in their house. They say the man fired a gun at the homeowner and the 2 residents shot back. The suspect was hit twice, but there's no word yet on the charges or even the name of the suspect. A meeting organized by concerned citizens is scheduled for today to discuss the homeless situation in Pittsburgh. The goal is to educate the community and help residents understand what can be done to support the local homeless people. Social workers, Pittsburgh City Manager, and other officials are scheduled to attend the discussion. The Wesley House in Pittsburgh estimates that there are more than 130 homeless people in Crawford County. The organization says it takes around 100 days for a homeless person to be housed.
Really a grassroots movement to try to see if there's anything that we can come together on, and just really seeing if we can collaborate and do something as a community that's maybe privately funded.
The meeting is open to business and property owners tonight at 5 p.m. at Reese Nichols Sunflower Realty Group. That's at 513 North Broadway. You can find more information about it on our website at koamnewsnow.com. Now, here's Chris with the forecast.
Yeah, we've actually had some heat advisories added to our map since this morning, and that's for northeast Oklahoma and northwest Arkansas until 9 o'clock tonight, because with the heat and the humidity building from this morning's storms, they're expecting heat index values down there 105 to 110 possible as we head into the afternoon. And we mentioned, even though our temperatures aren't necessarily as high as they've been the last couple of days, all that moisture left over from the morning storms, even if you're not under a heat advisory, could still lead to heat index values pushing up there close to 100 degrees. Then we've got the thunderstorm chances as we head into the overnight hours tonight. So we've got that risk for some small hail across the southern part of the area, and they have expanded the elevated wind risk into a good portion of northeastern Oklahoma, and that's also expanded the lower end wind risk out there as well. We'll talk more about those incoming storms here in a few more minutes and what you need to know about them. Yesterday started the day at 83 degrees, 13 above our normal, and we made it up to 97, so only 6 degrees off the average, but still very hot. Now today, again, not as hot, but still very muggy. Got 83 Nevada, 82 Lamar Carthage, 78 Stockton, because cloud cover still just working out of those areas, but out in Kansas, where it's been out for a while, we got 89 in Chanute, 87 Parsons, 86 Chatopa, Miami, 84 Joplin, 83 Pittsburgh. These feels like temperatures are even higher than that. We do have those storm chances coming in tonight. We do have a cool down on the way as well, and then the heat's going to return, and we will take a look at that full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Amber?
Thank you, Chris. An employee of Mercy Hospital Carthage hit a milestone on her path to becoming a leader for the hospital. April Hansen has worked for Mercy Hospital since 2013. She started as a lab manager before becoming the quality manager in 2020. On Wednesday, the hospital held a ceremony to congratulate her for completing the National Rural Health CEO program. It's a year-long program aimed at training people to lead rural hospitals successfully.
Just that the people inside your building are so very important. They're what make the whole thing work, and making sure that we're meeting the needs of our patients and our coworkers really are our top tier of things that we need to evaluate.
The program has 4 building blocks: leadership performance, operational performance, financial performance, and clinical performance. A federal judge rules Kansas Governor Laura Kelly gets to defend birth certificate changes in court. Governor Laura Kelly argues that the new Kansas law rolling back transgender rights don't bar the state from changing the sex listing on transgender people's birth certificates. A U.S. district judge on Tuesday ruled that Kelly's office can defend her administration's policy of changing birth certificates and accepted its friends of the court arguments. Kansas Attorney General Chris Kobach argues that a law that took effect in July 1st prohibits such changes and requires the state to undo the previous ones. The Joplin City Health Department is offering back-to-school immunizations to prepare children for the start of the new school year on August 21st. Children living within the Joplin city limits or attending a Joplin public or private school can receive the assistance. Immunizations are administered at the upper level of the Joplin City Health Department, located at 321 East 4th Street. Parents are requested to bring the child's immunization records for the appointment for nurses to review it. You can check out their website for more information. The Bourbon County Kansas Fair is in full swing. On Wednesday, they had contests for dairy cattle, beef cattle, and goats, as well as horticulture. There was also a vendor mart and open class exhibits.
I like to play with my friends, but I think it's also, you get taught responsibility, caring, and keeping your animals tidied up.
Showing a bucket calf and showing a goat. Rainbow and Belle, because Rainbow had a rainbow fur and Belle was a girl.
The fair runs through Saturday. The Pittsburgh Community Theater will be performing Disney Descendants this weekend, but we got a sneak preview. The theater hosted this media night. The musical follows the children of classic Disney villains Cruella de Vil, Maleficent, Jafar, and the evil queen from Snow White. Some actors had to get out of their comfort zone.
I'm really excited. I was really excited. I'm not really a villain in real life, so it was kind of a stretch to have to play evil, but it's kind of fun to bring out your bad side.
Probably the most rewarding thing about being Jafar is just getting to be an evil character. I mean, everybody always wants to be, like the young, in love lead people, but I always think it's fun to play the villains because they've just got such a unique, fun energy, and who doesn't like being bad now and then?
The first public performance of the musical will be on Friday at 7:30. Then on Saturday, there will be two performances, the first one at 2 p.m. and again at 7:30. And the final performance will be at 2 p.m. on Sunday. That's a look at today's top stories and weather in your first 7 minutes. Up next on the KOAM News at Noon, country star Jason Aldean is in some hot water over his newest song. And later, we're making Amish harvest tomatoes in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Country superstar Jason Aldean performed his newest single, Try That in a Small Town, on a CMA Fest special that aired last night. The song's music video was just pulled from CMT because of the imagery that critics say has racist undertones and promotes violence. Nancy Chin has more on this controversy.
Try that in a small town.
5 days after the release of Jason Aldean's music video for Try That in a Small Town, CMT took it out of rotation. The video was shot in front of Columbia, Tennessee's Maury County Courthouse, where a black teenager was lynched in 1927, and where race riots broke out in 1946. Beyond the location's historical significance, critics pointed to lines like this one as controversial.
Got a gun that my granddad gave me. They say one day they're gonna round up. Well, that might fly in the city. Good luck. Try that in a small town.
Responding to the backlash, Aldean said in part the song refers to the feeling of a community that I had growing up, where we took care of our neighbors, regardless of background or belief. Marcus K. Dowling reports on country music for the Tennessean.
For people who have an appreciation of what Jason Aldean musically and socially brings to the space, this is business as usual. He has always been a proudly conservative artist.
Dowling said the backlash to this song is a sign that country music's reach now goes way beyond Nashville, and that includes those who will criticize Aldean's message and those who will herald it.
You can look at that both positively and negatively, and you have to be able to embrace all of it to really understand the space with its fullest scope. And if that impacts you in a certain way because of your social or political leanings, then that's to be expected. But I think that overall, country music's moment is about examining even deeper just how broadly diverse America is.
When asked what prompted CMT's decision to remove Aldean's music video from rotation, a spokesperson declined to comment. Nancy Chen, CBS News, New York.
Still to come on the KOAM News at Noon, Mr. Food.
It's tomato season, and we have an Amish-inspired recipe that's fresh from the farm. Boy, is it ever good.
But first, we've got the warm and muggy conditions now, a cool down later, and more storm chances on the way. We'll look at that forecast when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM News at Noon. So we told you, even though temperatures aren't necessarily as hot as they were yesterday, we are still going to be pretty muggy with all that moisture hanging around. And as such, we did have some heat advisories put out by mid-morning for northeast Oklahoma and northwest Arkansas until 9 o'clock. Heat index values down there could go 105, 110 again today. And then for the rest of us, even though we're not under a heat advisory, we do have the possibility of seeing heat index values rise as high as 100. As we go overnight, we also have the chance for strong to severe thunderstorms. We have a risk for hail and a low to elevated risk for some strong damaging wind gusts. So let's take a look down the road and see what that looks like. With all the heat and humidity, there is the possibility through the afternoon we could get a stray pop-up storm or two. It shouldn't add up to much. Most of us will remain dry, but a couple of storms possible through the early evening hours. Then as you see, we go overnight, our cloud cover begins to increase, and then this little guy right there is the beginning of a line of showers and thunderstorms that's expected to push through. So here we are at 5 a.m. We'll have this line of strong, potentially severe thunderstorms rolling through the area. And as you see with the shape on the future track, now this isn't a guarantee that it will turn out just like that, but it's expecting that Boeing shape, which means strong damaging wind gusts. It's the last thing we need is more severe weather, but unfortunately, that's what we're looking at. And at least we're getting some much needed rainfall out of this, and look at temperatures as this rain rolls through. But this storm system lasts. Here we are at 8 a.m. We still have some remnant thunderstorms. By 10, we've just got a few showers remaining, and by about noon, 1 o'clock, the last of the showers exiting out of here, and we'll clear out and go partly cloudy to mostly clear as we head into the afternoon and evening on Friday. But look at those temperatures, upper 70s, lower 80s out there. An absolutely beautiful day, and the overnight lows even better. In fact, they're going to be downright chilly in some cases. All right, MoDOT camera, 30-second and range line. Say hi to all the folks waiting at the red light. We got sunny skies. The roads are drying out, and you can see those sunny skies with some clouds out there from our camera here at the KOAM studios just north of Crestline. And from our camera at 7th and range line, there's a shield of clouds, and then back behind it is some more clearing out there. I've already made it up to 84. Feels like 88 though. That's because that dew point, look at that soupy range right there at 70. Humidity up there too at 63% and a very light breeze at about 3. 83 in Pittsburgh with some cloud cover as well, and this just updated as you saw. So it feels like 89. It's a 6-degree difference. Dew point is 73. Humidity is 73%. Very muggy out there from the morning rain that we got. So like I said, even though our temperatures aren't as high as they were yesterday, it's still very humid. Where we've had some of the lingering clouds, we got 78 in Stockton, 82 Carthage, Lamar, Monette, and as you head west where there's been some more clearing, already up to 89 in Chanute, 87 in Parsons, 86 Chatopa, Miami, and you factor in the humidity out there. Look, this feels like 97 in Yates Center, 94 Parsons, 95 in Commerce, so very muggy. Now for the rest of today, again, still looking upper 80s, lower 90s for our highs. We'll start to see those skies clear out, and then this evening, our evening looks great. Warm, mostly clear skies, and then as we go overnight, we drop back into the upper 60s, lower 70s. Those thunderstorm chances increase, so we'll keep an eye on that for you. Got a great Friday, even a pretty good Saturday ahead of us, but you better enjoy Friday and Saturday while you can, because as we head into the next work week, every day next week, expected to be in the lower 100s. So you've got to make sure you're taking precautions next week and today, but you can enjoy tomorrow and Saturday.
You know, I am very thankful that the 4 states got some rain, but this humidity, like, oh my goodness, I know you cannot relate, but I know the women out there can understand me. When I went outside today, I felt my hair to start poofing up.
Yeah, I thankfully do not have that problem, but as you mentioned, we are getting some much needed rain across the area.
Yes,
we can just do without the severe weather and the humidity.
Yeah, I'm looking at them triple digits and I'm not excited for it, so.
Yeah, me either.
Well, stick around. We are making Amish harvest tomatoes in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen after break. The Amish may not know much about technology, but they sure know how to grow some vegetables. Howard is making Amish harvest tomatoes in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
If you have a garden or have been to the market lately, then you know we're smack dab in the middle of tomato season. This is the time of year that tomato lovers like me wait for. And since many of you are always looking for new ways to use tomatoes, we thought we'd share an old school Amish recipe that's both easy and tasty. And it goes together like this. We start by cutting a bunch of ripe tomatoes into chunks. As for the type, you could use anything from hearty beefsteak tomatoes to artsy looking heirloom varieties. To that, we add a sweet onion that we've slivered. Now, for the part that gives these extra flavor, we mix together some vegetable oil, apple cider vinegar, a bit of sugar, and a few off-the-shelf spices. This gets poured over the tomatoes and it's ready to go. We can enjoy it as is, or we can pop it in the fridge so that all the flavors really come together. What makes this so good is the farm-to-table simplicity. It's what Amish cooking is all about. Let me tell you, it doesn't get any better than this. To get the recipe for what we call Amish Harvest Tomatoes, all you have to do is visit our website. I know you'll be glad you did. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen with Kelly, where today we found an easy Amish way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Now here's a look at the 4-state market prices.
Still warm and muggy today, upper 80s, low 90s, heat index values 100 degrees for most of us. We're watching the possibility of some strong severe thunderstorms tomorrow morning. After that, pleasant day, upper 70s, lower 80s. Not a bad Saturday either, and then the triple digits will return as we head into the next work week.
Alrighty, well, coming up tonight at 5, how the extreme heat waves sweeping much of the country can damage vehicles. Experts from AAA are telling drivers to make sure the vehicle's fluids are filled so the engine can stay cool. It's important to have properly inflated tires and to not leave electronic devices. Plus, experts with the gas company Spire warns customers of misinformation online regarding paying bills. And check out the new mural at the Miami Public Library. Join us for those stories and more at 5.
We want to thank you so much for joining us for the KOAM News at Noon.
We'll see you right back here at 5 o'clock.